Hello, my viewers. I'm very grateful that you have taken your time to be my audience. It is such an honor. Today we are discussing the topic, Serving the Needy Surpasses Fasting and Praying. I believe not everyone will agree with me at this point, and the main reason being that most of you with divergent views have been taught that pleasing God and the way to heaven is by spreading the gospel through preaching, long prayers, and many days of fasting. Unfortunately, the truth is, those are wrong doctrines being preached and taught. In fact, the two biggest assignments that God has given to all mankind equally are 1. Serving your family, and 2. Serving the needy, in that order. These two assignments are expected of you from the throne of God in heaven before engaging in church ministries. I say this because I have seen how mainly the Christians are so busy in church activities, in prayers and fasting, while as they have forsaken, abandoned, and neglected their families and the needy in the society. So, serving your family is the topmost assignment to all of us, followed by serving the needy. However, in this podcast, our focus is serving the needy. We will be discussing this noble ministry of serving the needy. Helping the needy is one of the biggest assignments that God Himself has given to all mankind. It is such a huge ministry which God has pronounced Himself about. People don't talk about it as they should. Christians have not been taught about it with the seriousness it deserves. Majority of Christians thinks that what will take them to heaven is preaching, fasting, praying, and attending church services and events. Listen to me and listen good. You are damn wrong. Serving the needy in our society is far more important than preaching, fasting, and praying. I'm not saying that you should stop preaching, fasting, and praying. What I'm saying is that you're fasting and praying and spreading the gospel while neglecting the needy in the society has no value in the eyes of God. What I am saying is that serving the needy comes first. It is like an aroma before the throne of God so that He may receive your prayers and be moved by your fasting. I will tell you about a quick Bible story where the people were fasting and praying, and to appeal to God, they would even dress in sackcloths. They would even cover themselves with ashes. You see the level of humbleness they portrayed? However, they realized that their prayers were not answered, and it seemed that God was not even noticing them. They were frustrated, and they complained to God, saying, "Why have we fasted, and you have not seen it? Why have we humbled ourselves, and you have not noticed?" Then God answered them in Isaiah 58:5-11. Now, please be patient and carefully listen to God's response to their complaint. I will read verses 5-11 exactly as stated in the Bible. However, at your own time, read the whole of chapter 58. You will start understanding how important it is to serve the needy from your heart. You will begin a journey of truly understanding what is more important to God, whether fasting and praying, or is it serving the needy. So, God answered the people who were complaining, saying to them, "Is this the kind of fast I have chosen, only a day for a man to humble himself? Is it only for bowing one's head like a reed and for lying on sackcloth and ashes? Is that what you call a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen, to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter, when you see the naked, to clothe him, and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood? Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and He will say, "Here am I." if you do away with the yoke of oppression, with the pointing finger and malicious talk, and if you spend yourselves on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land, and He will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Now, what have you learnt from the verses we have just read? Have you seen that God can turn away from you and fail to answer your prayers and completely fail to notice your fasting for the reason of abandoning and neglecting the needy? Tell me, given two people, one person fasting and praying but does not help the needy, and the second person neither fasting nor praying but helps the needy, who amongst them will be answered by God when they call Him? Now, having read the Word of God together, what do you think pleases God? Is it fasting and praying, or is it helping the needy? Can we conclude by saying that serving the needy is serving God? That's exactly the name of this podcast. Serving the needy is serving God. This podcast is all about serving the needy in our midst, in our society. Therefore, my people, let's serve the needy amongst us because it pleases God when we do so. Let us use our resources to elevate the living standards of the poor. Let us use our resources to give dignity to those living a disgraceful life due to poverty. Many are times that God has given us food, we eat till our stomachs are full, and we have leftovers to the dust bins, plus extras foods in storage for coming days, weeks, and months. But there is a neighbor on empty stomach spending a whole day or several days without food. A neighbor who cannot feed his children. Is that humanity? Is that godly? Just think of that. What do you think God is saying about you? Is God honored? Think of it. You have countless changes of clothes in your wardrobe, but a neighbor walks in torn clothes because they cannot afford due to poverty. A neighbor walks head down due to disgrace because of torn shoes or faded clothes because they cannot afford a new piece. You watch a neighbor sick indoors without medical attention because they cannot afford hospital fees and medical bills, and they continue to deteriorate and waste away. Yes, as we watch. We neglect the poor, and yet we call ourselves children of God. We call ourselves ambassadors of God. Which God? And we fast and pray to seek the face of God. Is that not ridiculous? What do you think God expects of us in all these scenarios? Is it to watch the poor suffer, or is it to help them? That's how we wrap it up for today. Think about it. Till next episode, God bless you and bye.